The Weight of the Tide, a story of Warhammer 40,000. Moon of Kairos 5, Warzone Theta. The tunnel shuddered as another artillery round struck somewhere above. Dust rained down, choking the air with the stench of cracked rockcrete and burnt wiring. The emergency glow strips flickered weakly, casting jagged shadows across the bunker's walls. Sergeant Loran coughed and adjusted his grip on his laser gun. He spared a glance at his squad, what remained of it. 5 guardsmen left out of 20. Their Chimera transport had been obliterated by enemy fire, and they had barely managed to reach the abandoned Hab bunker before the enemy overran the sector. And then there was him. A giant sat against the far wall, his form hunched to fit the bunker's cramped interior. His armor, dark as the abyss, was scarred by battle, still slick with the blood of those who had died trying to bring him down. The bioluminescent tattoos across his gauntlets pulsed dimly in the low light, their patterns shifting like deep sea currents. An Adeptes Astartes of the Obsidian Spear chapter. Loran had seen Astartes before at a distance, but never fought alongside any, let alone being this close to one. Loran swallowed and finally spoke. "What do we call you, my lord?" The Astartes turned his helmeted gaze toward him, the faint glow of his visor slits flickering. "Vaikato." The deep voice rumbled through the bunker like distant thunder. Loran nodded. "Guess you got caught out same as us." Vaikato exhaled deeply through his vox grill. "My craft was hit, and I was thrown into the abyss." He gestured to some ruined equipment next to him. "My jump pack was destroyed on landing. I am waiting for retrieval. The tide moves as it wills. Sometimes it carries you forward. Sometimes it leaves you stranded." A pause. Tessin, the corporal, looked up from where he was bandaging a wound on his leg. "All right," he muttered. "Who had ocean metaphor in the pool?" Harrick snorted. "First sentence, pay up." Vaikato turned his head slightly. "Pool?" Loran sighed. "Ignore them. It's just... We've been hearing a lot of tide this. Storm that." Vaikato tilted his head, considering this. Then he turned his gaze toward Loran. "You are the leader here. You kept your squad together through the storm, even as the tide pulled others away." He inclined his head slightly. "You are Wavebreaker." Loran blinked. "Wait, what?" Vaikato gestured with one massive hand. "You stand firm against the surge, unyielding. The ocean may rage, but you do not falter. You are the rock that does not bow to the storm." Tessin chuckled. "Oh, I like that. Wavebreaker. Got a nice ring to it." Loran sighed. "If I order you lot not to call me that, it will stick even more, won't it?" Tessin grinned. "You know us so well, Sarge." Vaikato regarded them for a long moment, then spoke again. "I earned my name the same way." Loran frowned. "What do you mean?" Vaikato tapped a scar along his pauldron where deep, jagged bite marks had torn through the ceramite. "I earned this in my first trial. I was 16. A beast took me beneath the waves, tried to drown me. I killed it as we sank together. It fed my tribe that night." Tessin raised an eyebrow. "You kill something big? They give you a name?" "Not for killing, for surviving." Vaikato tapped his breastplate. "Vaikato means he who returns from the deep." The squad fell silent. Vaikato turned his gaze to Tessin next. "You stand firm despite your wounds. You hold the line, endure the storm's fury. You are Stormwall." Tessin gave a satisfied nod. "I'll take it." Harrick snorted. "All right, what about me?" Vaikato regarded him for a long moment before speaking. "You are the kindling before the great fire, the first break of the wave, the first to test the enemy's defenses." He paused, then added, "You are Whitecap." Harrick frowned. "Wait, that sounds suspiciously like reckless idiot." Vaikato was silent. Harrick groaned. "Oh, come on!" As the laughter died, Harrick, still smarting from his new name, grinned and dug into his field rations, pulling out a pack of standard-issue Imperial crackers, the kind so dry they could dehydrate a man just by looking at them. Right. Since you're stuck with us, I've got a challenge for you. Vicato regarded him. A challenge? Tessin leaned in, eyes alight. Oh, this is a good one. You take 6 crackers, eat them, no water. If you can do it in under a minute, you win. Oh, shut up, Harrick, said Loran. Astartes don't eat like we do. Vicato was silent for a long moment. Then, with a slow, deliberate motion, he removed his helmet, revealing a huge olive-brown face, covered with tattoo swirls around his black eyes. He held out a massive, gauntleted hand. Give them to me. I am curious. The squad grinned and handed over the pack. Vicato tore it open. The crackers looked absurdly small in his massive fingers. Loran smirked. You might be strong, but I've seen commissars fail this one. Vicato said nothing. He placed 3 crackers into his mouth at once and began to chew. Silence. Then a pause. The chewing slowed. Tessin bit his lip. Oh, he's feeling it. Harrick nudged Loran. I swear I can hear his mouth turning to sand. Vicato's chewing slowed further. He swallowed once, then stopped completely. The squad burst into laughter. Another falls to the dry abyss, Harrick declared. Vicato's gaze locked onto him. Then, with exaggerated slowness, he took the remaining 3 crackers and crushed them into dust in his palm. He let the powder fall between his fingers. This challenge is an abomination, he said flatly. Loran grinned. Welcome to the guard, Vicato. Till chuckling, Tessin wiped his mouth and leaned back against the bunker wall. You know, there's a rumor that Astartes can spit venom. Vicato turned his head slightly. It is not a rumor. The squad fell silent. Harrick blinked. Wait, what? Vicato turned his head to the side and spat onto a nearby chunk of rockcrete. The spittle sizzled, faint wisps of smoke curling into the air. The guardsman stared. That, Loran finally said, is the single most terrifying thing I have ever seen. Your poor wife, muttered Harrick in utter shock, earning himself a backhanded slap on the arm from Loran and a quizzical look from Vicato. Tessin pointed at the steaming rock. Why do you even have that? Vicato shrugged. It has its uses. Harrick was still staring. You could have just melted the crackers. Vicato tilted his head. That would be dishonorable. Loran exhaled and shook his head. Emperor help me. I actually respect that. Harrick muttered, Nope, that's it. I'm never sharing a flask with an Astartes again. Before the laughter could fully fade, the deep boom of an explosion rattled the walls, this time closer. Vicato tilted his head, listening. Your rescue has come. Moments later, the distant whine of incoming gunships cut through the muffled echoes of war. Loran sat up. That's Imperial engines. Tessin chuckled, slapping Loran's shoulder. Guess we made it, Tidecaller. Vicato reached for his trident, rolling his shoulders. When the tide rises again, we will fight together. Until then, remember this. Loran sighed. Here it comes. Vicato ignored him. The ocean does not fear the storm. Neither should you. A pause. Harrick nudged Tessin. You had ocean doesn't fear something, right? Tessin grinned. Yeah, pay up. This time, Vicato let out an unmistakable rumbling laugh. For the first time since being stranded, Loran found himself hoping, just for a moment, that the tide might bring them together again. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.